Hello and welcome, as it is the end of the 26th day of February 2018. My name is Derek. Like always, everything is within your own risk and your own reward. This video is going to take a look at the Litecoin cross with Bitcoin, as well as I want to talk about market philosophy, trading, especially or based on the dog eat dog principle. So then, without further ado, let's get started. And this is the 240-minute time frame, which is the 4 hours, which shows this low from the December lows and its move up to this point in here. The market had a very small, low volatile sideways range for the period durating from February the 3rd through the 13th. So that was 10 days where the high was basically around the 187 level and the support at about 173. So 87 subtract 73 is 14. That was a little under 10% volatility from the high and the low. Well, we can see a double hit low here at about the 192 area. And we can make even a 3-time hit area, about 234, although it did make a move above it. That range difference for this one, well, we're talking about over 40 basis points, so double the volatile range within this movement. So, okay, this is very similar, of course, to what I have seen before in many of these markets. Will this market break down and be over if we break down and hit this support and heck, maybe even come back down to 170? No, I don't see that. I don't think it's going to happen, nor do I if it did happen, I would not say that it would be the end of Litecoin, although you never know what fundamental news that can come out that I would consider to be that of not only unfortunate but unlikely to occur. Because there's always these wild up and down movements. The market broke the 18 average on the 23rd of February and went straight up through this level and is now working its way back. So it's barely below the 18 average of lows. It's going to do these movements all the time. I talk about selling high, buying low. So what I have done recently, and I'm going to shorten up the time frame to the 30-minute, and as soon as it comes up, and it's not doing so right now, I don't know why. Okay, now it's up. When the price action came up to this line in here, I sold some, as I did again when it came up to this line. As it hit this resistance, I realized that this bottom Fibonacci line was much more stronger. So I didn't want to buy this section back here. So both of these sales have been bought back at this key support. It's already had a little bit of sideways move over a few hours and is starting to barely break down below. So that's going to tell us that it's either going to make a failed breakdown lower, it's already went down its move, or barely go down a bit more and then regain itself, or it's going to its next level. Then you'd have to think it's going to be a little pierced below 2 at least. And the last time I sold before that I need to buy back was in and around here when it came up to this line. Either that or here, but I did sell at around the 212, 213. I haven't bought that back. I have a buy order in at 200. I probably think I should be reducing it to somewhere in the 190s, 192 to 190 range. I'll decide that over the next little while. But just buy what I sell back. But there's going to be a time where it's not going to happen. It's just going to go way up and some of your sales are going to be exhausted, and that you could call them losers. But I don't, when I consider the low amount that I'm selling and the profits that will come when the market goes much higher. For when the market had this major break of resistance at 187, I had a sell order in at about the 199 handle, and I haven't bought that back yet. 199 is somewhere around here. I wouldn't want to buy that back until probably 180 or 180 something. even 175. I probably will put a buy order in around here. If, of course, it goes there. It may never do so. I hope that it never does, because that means I know that the price of Litecoin will always be above the levels that I would want to buy, and that would be good for my portfolio. And when I state that, that means as price goes up to major levels, I could be saying, yep, I'm going to be selling at the 0.0289 or 0.03 something, and it just never goes back there again, and I'll never be able to buy that back for a profit. So be it. And yeah, that's how I mainly look at the buy low, sell high. Now, within this whole world, it probably, for the most part, it always has been that of what I consider a dog eat dog and that of a shark eat fish world, where you have basically equal species in the sense. When I say equal species, I mean like two similar poker players playing poker, two MMA fighters that are equal in skill level facing off against each other, two billiards athletes having to face off each other with very similar skill sets, where one of them's not the shark and one of them is not the fish, basically. And in the trading game, I'm finishing off my rookie season, but I knew coming in that I was not a rookie because I've been studying charts for quite some time, and I've been doing even bits and pieces of different forms of trading, of course, throughout the years as well. There's a lot of people in the crypto space where of the fact that maybe not quite as talented, because, for example, in poker, if you were to ask me, oh, do you think you're a better poker player than me? Yeah, I do. And if I'm not, then you're damn good, because when you're in a surrounding of players and in this game of traders, and you realize that the vast majority of people make mistakes, and you can understand their mistakes, and you can basically profit from them, then that's where you can get an idea. Are you the shark eating the fish? Because the fish, in the general terms, will never eat the shark. That's why I like to use that type of analogy, because as there's people scurrying around in this market game of the world market, not just cryptocurrencies, but them as well as the stock market, gold, silver, just holding cash, getting into bonds, and how all this type of stuff, how people just work with their own savings in that type of sense. That's how I'm referring in that towards. That most people in the world have no idea about savings, how to get decent amounts of profits, how to protect their currency, just how to help their net worth. That when I look at the dog eat dog world, it's not that difficult when one is wanting to be that of a shark in the investing game, that they can do so, especially in this modern day of age that we're in. And I'm going to finish this off back to the charts again. And the more longer term chart is, I see this level of resistance at around the 200 handle, but a little bit below. I see the 18 average of lows at the exact same spot. So therefore, I got to think that I'd be looking at this 0.02 handle and maybe a little pierce below as a very bullish and decent level where support can be found. Because when you have the setup like we see here, where the 18 average is doing what it's doing, and all of this is happening after every single time it came up to these big points, it had significant down moves on each time. This one had a nice, we can say, sideways with a bias to the down point, but holding and staying above a key area, and then now holding and staying above this entire resistance level. So a very, very strong bullish setup remains within this Litecoin chart, and there's only 2 more days left in the end of the month. And as far as what the webbots have been stating since the end of last year, things are supposed to start getting going in the middle of into February and then really pick up into March as we start the month. Well, when the middle of February came, as we can see here, at least for Litecoin and even Bitcoin as well, things got a little bit of a head start towards the gate, if you will. At least that's how what else can I use right now that is better, because their information has been very well. That's from halfpasthuman.com. A lot of times with what they see, a lot of things just happen to coincide well with, of course, the chart. So I use that as really an indicator, and yeah, we'll just end it at that. So thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.